Damn it. I'm being a coward. Oh, I'm an idiot. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another stream here at Omnibros Live, part of the Omnibus Collectors Network. It's your boy Geo here, still petitioning for an Inhumans Omnibus. Confident it will happen. It's going to take some time. We're going to do it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Tonight's a very special night. I think we're flying solo from the looks of it. So thank you to the chat. As always, you guys make the show. You're the sixth man. Is that the proper term? I don't know. The MVP here, the chatters. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Jesse Saywa, thank you so much. Same with James as well. Aku, my man. Max, thank you for joining. Binge watching Paper Girls. It's not bad. I need to watch that. I forgot about that. I need to make a schedule for it, though, because I have way too much on my hand right now, but we'll see. Choi, thank you for joining. Awesome. So, yeah, tonight we have to address it, right? We talked about media night on Wednesdays. We talk about comic book stuff and movies. We have to talk about the sinking ship that is the whole Warner Brothers with Batgirl and even HBO Max. Now it's thrown into the mix. Can't wait for Prey on Friday. I am so excited for that movie. I have been eagerly awaiting it. I can't wait. Ever since they announced the concept for it, I was on board. I love all those movies, and even the bad ones, I still get some enjoyment out of it. Although the last Predator movie was not that bad. But wait, the last Predator movie was not good. There we go. Correct myself. It wasn't that good. I still enjoy everything else, and I am so looking forward to Prey. Good evening, Captain Gia. Thank you so much, Marvel Bab. I appreciate that. I've been entrusted the ship tonight by my lonesome, apparently. I thought I was going to have some co-host. Looks like that was not the case. Also, I may have some technical glitches in a couple minutes. Hopefully, you can bear with me. I'm warning you now so that when it happens, you are not shocked. Because, again, I forgot to do something to fix that. I could have done it. And I realized as soon as I hit live and the countdown was going for 30 seconds, I'm like, I can't fix it in 30 seconds. So we're just going to roll with it. It's going to make the show funner. But speaking of fun, we're going to talk about comics and superheroes. A lot of cool comics and books, collected editions, you can get at InStockTrades.com, the official sponsor of Omnibros Live here on the Omnibus Collectors Network. Your home for all things collected editions, whether it be an omnibus, trade paperbacks, hardcovers, manga, so much more, up to 50% off. If you have a loyalty discount, tax on an extra 2% of that. Goes by on a week-by-week basis. If you place an order of $50 or more, you get free shipping, fantastic customer service, and wonderful packaging at InStockTrades.com. InStockTrades.com. Sorry, I saw a warning there on my computer. InStockTrades.com, the official sponsor of Omnibros Live here on the Omnibus Collectors Network. Oh boy, it's one of those days. Been reading the Milestone Media Compendium after watching the documentary on HBO Max. It was good. Nice. I need to watch that. I forgot. We talked about it. Was it Monday? We talked about it. I need to add that to my list. Okay. So where the hell do we even begin? The news broke. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. That the Batgirl movie was canceled. It's not going to debut in theaters. it's not going to debut on HBO Max. That movie, I think the budget was around 70 million, and then it blew up into like 90 because of post COVID stuff and all that. And everybody was shocked, myself included. The movie, if I remember correctly, was around 90% finished. The directors were literally in a wedding, and we're heading back. We're headed back this week to continue working on the post production and get it ready for, I think, early next year was the date for it. And that's not going to happen anymore. So instead of just going by speculation, there's a nice article. I think it was, who published this? Deadline. Yeah, Deadline published an article which goes a little bit more in depth. And I wanted to read that out for you guys in case you don't visit such websites. And we can sort of talk a little bit about it and speculate and all that stuff. Max says, this reverse Flash fellow really ruining a lot of people's hard work. I think overall, and that's going to be sort of my point with this episode, I think what saddens me the most, I mean, yeah, stuff gets canceled all the time. It's nothing new. But what bothers me is the fact that you were nearly done and this was ready to go. All signs were pointing to this being released soon after the Flash movie next year. We've talked about it at length of and how this movie feeds off of the stuff that the Flash movie is going to set up. And what saddens me the most is that so many people, regardless of quality, I'm not talking about that. So many people worked extremely hard, from the people writing the script to the people filming, to the actors, to the prop makers, to the all the people in the set and the producers, directors, all that stuff. All that hard work, because making a movie is hard work, regardless if you like it or not. A lot of people pour their heart and souls into that job, and they get compensated. Obviously, they get paid for that, and that just goes down the drain. And I find that so sad and messed up. And that's my biggest gripe with the whole thing. Is, hey, whatever, we're not getting the Batgirl movie. Well, that sucks. But it really sucks is for the people that were hoping to see that put out there. 3 movies got shelved. Batgirl, the Scoob, I think it was a prequel for tiny baby Scooby-Doo, and the House Party reboot produced by the LeBron James Company. I did not know about House Party. Interesting. If I were the director, I would make an extra copy of the movie and hide it away for a few years and leak it online. I mean, we live in an era where everything, if there's enough demand for it, people can petition for stuff. It wouldn't surprise me. Down the line, if there's enough fervor and people want it, that they could somehow revisit it, because all that footage, all that stuff doesn't get trashed. It just gets locked up with the Warner vault or whatever. That's their property, obviously. So all the original footage and all that stuff, it's still there. You can make a case that if they wanted to, at any point, they could open all that stuff up again and finish that. And who knows, maybe we see a streaming release in the new Warner Discovery thing that they're doing. Or maybe down the line, it does get a limited release. Or maybe it just goes straight to 4K Blu-ray or something like that. I know you're probably thinking, that's not going to happen. Crazier things have happened, my friends. So I don't rule any of that out. Jesse says Batgirl must have been trash for them to go with a tax write-off. From what I gathered, from what I read online, it's not. A lot of people were sharing that opinion that it's, and even I thought of it, maybe it was too bad, but they only did one test screening and it did not do that bad. It had preliminary VFX work, and it wasn't terrible. So now I'm thinking it's for different reasons. It's not necessarily that it was a bad movie. It's obviously bigger cards being played in terms of economy and money and all that stuff. Paul Dini was involved in the Scooby movie, 95% complete. Man, see, that sucks. At least with an animated movie, I think an animated movie has a better shot of being re-released or released eventually than the live action stuff. Just saying, because if they can put out the WWE and Scooby Doo crossover movies, they can do that. It's crazy what's happening over at Warner Brothers. They have the two biggest comic book characters, and they can't make it work. It's crazy. It's a sinking ship, metaphorically. I mean, they're not going to go under. If they shelve Black Adam, I will blow my top. That would be the dumbest move in WB's history. I think that one's safe because of Dwayne Johnson. Same with Flash. The producers tweeted or made a statement that everything was good. It's all good. That movie's still on track for next summer. I think it was just this particular thing that they wanted to not release and get rid of. Let me share this article here from Deadline. It says here, what's behind the background scoop discard? I'm just going to read off a few paragraphs here. The cancellation by Warner Brothers of two made for HBO Max streaming movies came as a shock to the town. There are several threads here, but the move amounts to an emphatic rejection of past Warner Media CEO Killar's strategy to make original $70 million live action and animated films directly for the streaming site. The makers of the live action Batgirl and the animated Scoop learned today that those films were being stopped in their tracks, blah, blah, blah. There were initial cries that the scrapping of Batgirl carried bad optics because the title role is played by Latina, but there were reasons for the move. In both cases, the filmmakers were told that it came down to a purchase accounting maneuver available to Warner Brothers Discovery because the company has changed hands and also changed strategy from the previous regime. I like that they're using regime. That's kind of scary, actually. This opportunity expires in mid-August, said sources, and it allows Warner Brothers Discovery to not have to carry the losses on its books at a time when the studio is trying to pare down $3 billion in debt across its divisions. There has been much speculation on why the movie was canceled, Batgirl, having to do with it being a bad movie. So this is what I was talking about earlier. Sources said that the film tested once and the result wasn't that bad, considering that the cut had temporary visual effects that tend to temper audience enthusiasm in the scores. Already, the studio is discussing making different deals with the directors and Grace because this was not a reflection on their talent as much as the radical strategy shift. It was a hard decision for all and highly unusual to simply scrap a film that cost $60 million to $70 million made by the hot directors who helmed Black and the Disney Plus series Ms. Marvel under Feige, as well as pre-pandemic Bad Boys for Life. That's pretty interesting. I'm glad that it's not because it was bad, and they're not talking bad about the actors. But it just comes off weird. I mean, you already have this product. Even I'd rather take my loss. I mean, obviously, I'm just a poor schmuck. I don't know how they run those things over there. I would rather run my luck and just throw that out there. I mean, if freaking Morbius can come back for a second time and do even worse in box office, at least with this Batgirl movie, you had people working on it with passion and integrity, and you had top talent aside from a young Leslie Grace, Brendan Fraser, and of course Michael Keaton. So you have quality actors in this movie. It's not. I don't understand why it would be a terrible thing for them to shelve. I would take my loss. I would take the loss and release it. I understand the 60 million bit for a streaming platform. That I do understand. But I think the Batman brand is strong enough, and featuring Michael Keaton. Obviously, if the Flash movie would have been out already, things would have been different. But having that Michael Keaton figure would have definitely made people interested in watching the movie if it were a theatrical release. I do think it would have done well. Also, J.K. Simmons was in the movie. Forgot to mention him. This saving money attitude tax write-off, will it reach the comic book publishing house department? Hope not. I hope not. Yeah, same. Rose Gray, thank you for joining. Let's see if I missed anything from this article. Da, 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 da. Much of the decision came down to this. Warner Bros. Discovery boss David Zaslav is rejecting Killar's strategy to lean heavily into building streaming subscriptions for HBO Max. That was punctuated by his Project Popcorn initiative that put the entire 2021 theatrical slate day and date in theaters and on HBO Max when theater attendance was sparse during the pandemic. Even after he was shown the door, Killar continued to call the strategy a win. Many did not agree, particularly after Top Gun Maverick waited and grossed north of $1.3 billion. It's a decidedly different world. Yeah, it's very different. We didn't know what was going to happen. It's not like you can say, like, oh, we should have waited because look at what Top Gun did. You never know what's going to happen with these things. You could have waited and something else would have kept happening and Top Gun would have been delayed. Fortunately, thankfully, it didn't happen and people were able to go and enjoy that movie. But to just blame it on that when we are living in weird, historic, unprecedented times, you can't really fault the guy for trying something different and trying to keep everything afloat. Because if people can't go to the movie theater, they're going to go to HBO Max. I'm not interested in going to the movie theater. I picked up an HBO Max subscription. I watched stuff like Godzilla vs. Kong and the Snyder Cut and Matrix and all that stuff. So I'm not a fan of just bashing that outright. I think it was, yes, people were upset at the time, and I do remember theaters were angry, but it was revolutionary. And I don't see that strategy going away anytime soon. Sure, now they do the 45 days later thing, but I think it was a good move to make. Just a difficult one. I'm waiting for Super Pets. I hope it comes out 45 days later. I ain't going to no theater to watch freaking what's his name? Crypto. Sorry. And the same with Black Adam. Aquaman 2 and Shazam 2 are strongly rumored to have been pushed further back. Aquaman, Aquaman, I think it's March. So if they push that, let's say to May or something like that, to the start of the summer season, I wouldn't be mad about it. Shazam, it got pushed earlier because it's coming out near Christmas, and it's going to fight against Avatar. Avatar 2, Water Boogaloo. But if it gets pushed back, that's going to suck. I hope it doesn't happen. You can tell Leslie Grace loved being Batgirl. She posted a lot of pictures on her in the outfit on Instagram. I was looking forward to it. Her being Latina was awesome. New take on Batgirl, obviously with the Burnside Babs look. I thought it was awesome, and I was really looking forward to it. She's one of my favorite female superheroes. I was really excited for that. Now we're going to have to wait who knows how long before we get to a character like Batgirl to once again helm her solo film. Shazam 2 last trailer said January. Really? Let me double check on that. I trust you guys, but I did not pay attention to that when I saw the trailer. Oh, why is it so difficult? Okay, Shazam. December 21st, 2022. I think it's still on board. I don't know. Tomorrow's Warner Brothers Discovery fiscal quarter meeting. Tomorrow is going to be a big news day. Yeah, I kind of wish we could have swapped today's stream with the manga one, so I could see to see if we could cover more stuff. But who knows? Who knows what'll happen? What surprises are in store? Shazam 2 is January for Australia. Ah, gotcha. I want the HBO Plus content. And here's the other thing. Thank you for segueing into this. The other news that is coming out, this is a multi-layered news item, is pretty sad. HBO Max, it was revealed today, they quietly removed 6 Max original movies out of their platform. I absolutely hate that. That's why I always advocate. That's why I always preach on, let's just say that, on physical media. If you're interested in a movie and you have the means to acquire it, buy it physically. Because stuff like this. And you're thinking, oh, it's just 6 Max originals. But really, what's stopping them? The 6 movies are Moonshot, a sci-fi rom-com, Super Intelligence, The Witches, An American Pickle, and Locked Down. Wait, I'm missing something. And Charm City Kings. All 6 of the films. Can you guys see that? You can't see that. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm zooming in. What the hell? Come on, internet. Work with me. There we go. Yep. All 6 of the films labeled as Max Originals. The removals were noted by users on Reddit in a discussion about Batgirl. To be sure, streaming platforms continuously add and remove content. What's unusual is that Warner Brothers Discovery did not announce the removals. That's what sucks. At least let people know so that they have a limit, trial or end date or whatever, so you can watch those movies. Streaming platforms, HBO Max's removal of the Warner Brothers movies could be part of Warner Brothers Discovery's move to get streaming content payment obligations for underperforming titles off its books. In the case of an unreleased movie like the House Party remake, the media conglomerate could be accounting for it as a tax write-down, as it is expected to do with Batgirl and Scoob Holiday Haunt, the later of which was a sequel to the animated Scoob movie. Whew. The company is scheduled to report second quarter. This is what James was talking about. Warner Brothers Discovery assumed a massive chunk of the $43 billion debt through the Warner Media deal. The merged company had a debt to equity ratio of around 4.6x following the deal close. I don't know what to think. There's also rumors, again, strong rumors. Got this article right here from Yahoo Finance. Hold on, let me pause that. Warner Bros. Discovery is expected to slash jobs and restructure HBO Max as earnings loom. According the 3-month-old streaming conglomerate, which is set to report its first quarterly earnings since the merger, plans to lay off 70% of its development business, according to the Wrap, which cited multiple insiders. The news has fueled speculation when it comes to the future of HBO Max, with sources telling that the CEO, known for his cost-cutting leadership style, will announce a major restructuring to both HBO Max and Discovery Plus, either during the earnings results or soon after. Okay, so that is super interesting. I don't know. I really don't know what to think. Obviously, I saw people, they were streaming on, not streaming, they were tweeting about how HBO Max was poised to be like the big one, you know? going after all the other streaming platforms. Um, it sucks for the people losing jobs. That always sucks. I wish them the best. And I hope the other rumor is that when the two things merge, HBO Max and Discovery Plus, I thought it was going to be HBO Max absorbing the Discovery Plus content, which I didn't care for. Fine, whatever, cool, more shows, more stuff. But now I'm reading that it could be the other way around, and you just might see HBO being a tab under Discovery Plus, and with no Max originals or any of that stuff. That would be extremely sad, in my opinion. So we shall see what happens on that. Was going to cancel HBO Max, but now I sort of feel a need to prioritize anything I want to see before HBO is gone. If that stuff does happen, I will. I don't know. I'll still give it a shot. Let's see what happens. Let's not get too crazy. Let's just wait it out and see what happens with uh, the merger and all that. But end of the day, I could just cancel. Doesn't matter. On some good news, you can now watch Mamoru Hosoda's Bell on HBO Max. That is true. And now that you say that, I'm trying to remember if I actually own the movie on Blu-ray or not. I think I still haven't bought the Blu-ray for Bell. Because those movies, you can get them for cheap later on. I've purchased a lot of G-Kids Blu-rays for cheap after they after they come out. So I think that's what happened. I don't think I have that movie. Correct me if I'm wrong, James. Is Bell dub only on HBO Max? Because if so, that sucks. Because I want to see it subbed. I still haven't seen that movie, by the way. Watched Moonshot. I enjoyed it. Nice. Now, if DC Comics would cancel Dark Crisis, I wouldn't complain. In other news regarding DC, they announced today. I don't have a link for you guys, but they announced today that they're dropping the DC Comics thing, and it's just going to be DC. Because I get it, Detective Comics, that's redundant. And since everybody just calls them DC, that's what they're going to go by now. I thought that was really odd. Was not expecting that. So we have that. Here's a statement from the directors of Batgirl. Wanted to share that as well. Posted that on Twitter. If you guys aren't on Twitter, I can read that off for you. We are saddened and shocked by the news. We still can't believe it. As directors, it is critical that our work be shown to audiences, and while the film was far from finished, we wish that fans all over the world would have had the opportunity to see and embrace the final film themselves. Maybe one day they will, inshallah. Our amazing cast and crew did a tremendous job and worked so hard to bring Batgirl to life. We are forever grateful to have been part of that team. It was a dream to work with such fantastic actors like Michael Keaton, J.K. Simmons, Brendan Fraser, blah, 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 blah. Especially the great Leslie Grace, who portrayed Batgirl with so much passion, dedication, and humanity. In any case, as huge fans of Batman since we were little kids, it was a privilege and an honor to have been a part of the DCEU, even if it was for a brief moment. Batgirl for life. I appreciated that. That's a nice statement, and it sucks. Because they were really, ever since I saw them talking at the fandom thing, they were really passionate about that project. And I think they got Babs' character, and they were ready to bring that to the screen. Because you might remember the previous attempts with Alicia Silverstone, and I completely despised that version. Let's see over here. Let's see if I missed anything. There's that graph. I'm not going to even begin to explain it. That is out of my expertise. Earlier on Wednesday, the studio confirmed the two. The decision to not release Batgirl reflects our leadership strategic shift as it relates to the DC Universe and HBO Max. Now they're saying that they want the things dub only. I don't. I stopped watching dubbed anime, so that sucks. But I'm not opposed to watching it, but I'd rather see it subbed. Dark Crisis is awesome. Nice. So going back to this statement of the DC universe, they mentioned that they want their films to be like the next big thing or something like that, and Batgirl wasn't it. Um, but you have to keep in mind they're also talking about getting rid of the previous regime, which sounds so weird to say. I don't I don't understand the strategy. I don't get it because now you're doing the Flash movie, and we got news. I don't think we talked about it last week. We got the news that Ben Affleck's back on the Aquaman movie, even if it's just a small cameo. He's back. So who's to say? Because I do hear rumors that they might want to keep Bruce Batfleck on the DC Extended Universe. I wouldn't be opposed to it because I love Batfleck. I am a huge fan of Ben Affleck's version of Batman, and I want to see more of it. And he deserves that solo movie that he never got. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but now I'm interested to see what happens with the Flash movie and just what the overall strategy is. Because we only have, well, now we don't have Batgirl. We only have Shazam, Black Adam, Flash, Aquaman, and Blue Beetle. That's it. We don't know anything else. We'll probably get the third Wonder Woman movie. But aside from that, we really don't know what's going to happen. There were HBO Max rumors of like the Justice League Dark stuff. You can kiss that goodbye. I don't think that's happening. I think they're just going to ignore that completely and not work on it, unfortunately, because you might remember they were planning on doing something with Constantine, either a show or a movie on HBO Max. They were planning to do Zatanna, I think Dead Man, and maybe Swamp Thing, and sort of unite them like the Defender stuff on Netflix, and unite them into a Justice League Dark movie. I don't think any of that's happening, unfortunately. Batgirl Cancellation shows that DC don't care about that. I was this close to mentioning that. I'm not a sorry. I'm not a fan of that word. I'm not gonna use it. Sorry. I saw the reason for Ben Affleck is back to replace Michael Keaton in Aquaman 2. I think might be crazy, and if I am, so be it. I think the whole Keaton thing is being scrapped, and it's just going to be a thing that happens in that movie, like a swan song for Keaton and that version of Batman, and that's it. And there are no longer plans to move forward with that, and they're reinstating and sort of soft rebooting the previous stuff that was already there. Because the thing that upsets me, I mean, sure, whatever, the Zack Snyder left. He's done with the DC movies and all that stuff. I wanted a conclusion to the Justice League story, but we're not going to get that. But I didn't take the news well that now you wanted to replace actors and do something completely different. I mean, you already have an established thing. I think you can trust your audience to just move on from what you did and soft reboot the thing. Just keep the actors. If you kept Jason Momoa and Gal Gadot, you could do the same thing with Cavill and Affleck as Batman and Superman. And then you read the news that they don't know what to do with. They don't know. I'll get to that in a minute, Cleveland Brown. They still don't know what to do with Superman, which is pathetic. It's so dumb. So this makes a lot more sense, and I'm excited for it. I'm there. Let's freaking go. I'm kind of done with Warner Brothers, to be honest, but if you do that, I'm back in. The Flash probably has back end deals attached, so there are probably legal issues related to canceling a movie like that. Batgirl, however, was originally an HBO Max release, so it's easier to cancel. Yeah, the hit, it's not as bad. And it's such a big company that I get it. 90, 70 to $90 million, they can take the hit. It's not gonna do them under. On HBO Max, this is the DC. Oh, I forgot about the shows. You got Doom Patrol, Harley Quinn, Peacemaker, Pennyworth, and Titans. I don't see them going anywhere. I forgot about those. Thank you for reminding me. Come on, Gio, it will catch on like that other term. Man, people were mad on Twitter. That was interesting to read. I'm thinking that Keaton signed for a multi-picture deal. He's a popular, bankable Batman. They're dumping his small roles to flagship him in larger Bat movies. You know what they need to do? No, not that. You know what they need to do? They need to give me a Batman Beyond movie. Let's do that. Because people will already know that he's from a different universe. And just work with him on creating a Batman Beyond movie. Please. Why haven't we done that? It's such a moneymaker. It's insane. Batman Beyond. It's the perfect way to keep Michael Keaton around. Because people, I don't understand this obsession that they want to make him the new Batman. And nothing against the actor, but Michael Keaton isn't getting younger. And even then, the Batfleck Batman is supposed to be an older Batman. So what are you going to do when Keaton drops out and can't do the pictures, the films anymore? You're going to need another actor. So it was always weird to me, this obsession of like, oh, he's going to be the new Batman in this universe. Why? I don't know. Again, I am a fan of Michael Keaton. I don't want people hating on me. I want you to dislike the video. Jesus. I can't afford to take a $90 hit. I can't afford a freaking $20 hit these days. They should do a Dark Knight Returns movie with Keaton as old Batman. Now that would be awesome as well. A Dark Knight Returns adaptation would be sick. I would be down for that too. Keaton is restructured to 3 Batman Beyond movies and dies in the 3rd. I want to see that. I mean, you know what? I think Blue Beetle, if it does well, could show them that they could try to do something like Batman Beyond because of the suit and the CGI involved with making that suit happen and bringing Terry to life on the big screen. There's some similarities there, somewhat. With specifically with the visual aspect of both superheroes. We'll see what happens. So that's what's been happening. Unfortunately, we don't know what's happening in their minds, but we know what's happening in ours, and that is that people are upset. I saw a lot of reactions online. People were super mad at Warner Brothers. Again, goes back to what I said at the start of the stream. It's sad that we live in a day and age where people can just dump a movie like that down the drain. $90 million gone. We're not going to see that movie. It's going to be locked up in their vault. And unless fans really petition for it, which I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, maybe in the future, who knows? I don't think we're going to see it anytime soon unless people complain and talk more about it. But don't rule anything out. Like I said earlier, I could easily see them being like, you know what? Let's do the unreleased Batgirl movie for a limited time on 4K Blu-ray. I could see that happening. Who plays Superman in Dark Knight Returns? Now that's a good question. Who would you want to see? I'm good with unknown actors that look the part and can act. I don't necessarily want a super famous person playing most of the superheroes. Let's see. Oh, there's this link. Hold on. I did find this. Hey, John Hamm. I just said about the the no name stuff, but John Hamm's pretty cool too. I'd be down for that. I did find the DC thing. I'm not sure it's exactly what we're talking about, but this was news a press release from DC Comics. DC.com is the new digital home to explore the DC multiverse. DC Today unveiled its fan focused portal at DC.com, which will give fans easy access to all things DC from fan first news. Um, the new homepage will feature weekly drops of content, blah, blah, blah. DC.com is a celebration of everything the DC multiverse, and we couldn't be more excited for today's launch. Okay. I don't know how to feel about that either. I think it's pretty odd. What do you guys think in the chat? Are you okay just saying, "Oh, DC"? Don't you always go DC Comics, like Marvel? Yeah, people say Marvel, but we usually also say Marvel Comics. So it's kind of weird. But I couldn't find. Hold on, let me real time. Let's see if I can find a source for that. I saw it on Twitter, but now I can't find the original post. Okay. The publisher has dropped the comics from all branding and is moving forward simply as DC. Okay. Yeah, just a little redundant. Kind of weird. I don't know. Worth pointing out since we are comic book fans. James, where the hell are you finding this? I had no idea. You should do the show instead of me. This is the first you're breaking the news to me. We're getting a Moon Knight season 2. They were on TikTok in Egypt filming something. Okay, I'm down for that. I really like Moon Knight. I know all of you guys hated it last time I spoke about it. I'm still salty about that. By this point, whenever it's about DC movies, I just throw my hands up and deal with whatever happens to actually get made released. It really, it's yeah. It's sad that we still don't have a trailer, a proper trailer for. I mean, I understand the whole Flash thing. I get that, but still, we don't have a trailer for Flash except that little sneak peek from the fandom, and we still don't have a trailer for the Aquaman movie. That is getting reshoots. I understand, but it baffles me. We only had like a 6-second snippet from Super Bowl trailer from a Super Bowl trailer earlier this year. If you guys remember that, just wonder how much DC had to pay for that domain name. Oof, probably a lot. You sent me the TikTok video. Where? Oh wait, Facebook. I forgot about that. I have a million tabs open here. Hold on. Okay. Okay, it's muted. I'm seeing it. Okay, so they are filming, or they are working on stuff. Cool. Thank you. Also, this is unrelated to tonight's episode, but I finally watched all of what's her name, Miss Marvel. It wasn't as bad as I thought. I liked most of it. It was all right. Not my favorite Disney Plus show. I respect all the people that love it. That's great, and I love that people love it. But it wasn't my favorite. I'm sorry, and it's not because of the Inhuman stuff. Because I know all you Omnibros faithful are gonna think, "Oh, Gio's just upset because she's not Inhuman." No, that's not it. I came to terms with it. I'm at peace with that. I just I don't know. I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. Heard that the post-credit scene for Flash has to be reshot. I wonder what's going to happen there. DC movies are like the Fox X-Men movies where there is no consistent quality. Any movie can be great and then be followed up by something terrible. It's wild. Yeah, and speaking of movies, DC movies, hold on. We also have news. Let's just highlight Deadline again. That we are getting Joker 2 was confirmed today. Might as well throw that into the mix. I'm going to butcher the pronunciation. Todd Phillips' Joker Folie à Deux, is that how you pronounce it? Gets a fall 2024 release date. Hide articles, there we go. Deadline has learned about this from a recent update in ComScore. As indicated in Phillips' social media post, he did post the screenplay cover back in June. The sequel is entitled Joker Folie à Deux, which is a French reference for a medical term pertaining to a mental disorder which affects two or more people. Next, Imaginon, you're here. You're more of a scholar. Am I saying that right? The name of the movie? The Aquaman trailer will come soon, probably also with Batman in it, which would further explain the delays, and it can't be faulted WB for opting to freeze the Flashpoint marketing until they absolutely have to restart it in 4 to 6 months for the eventual theatrical release after the Miller scandal has hopefully died down some. I hope, I mean, they are in hot water, sorry. I hope that's it and they can solve that issue. I know that Ezra's not coming back for more DC projects or whatever, and I hope we can put a lid to that. And the sad thing is, from the multiple test screenings, I don't know if you guys know this, it has tested really well, and they're saying it is an amazing, solid movie. Like, it has great praise from its test screening, and they potentially have a hit on their hands. And it just sucks that we're here in this moment in time, you know? Aquaman is doing reshoots right now to minimize Amber's role to close the 2 minutes. I don't like that. I know, she's a horrible person, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't care about that stuff. But to minimize such an important character, if you're a fan of Aquaman in that world, like I am, Mira is such an important part of the puzzle that is the Atlantis and Aquaman, that they're really doing a disservice to a wonderful character. I know she's not the best. I know she's a horrible person or whatever. I'm not about that. I don't care about that. I did honestly, I did like her playing Mira, and if they do that, that's a shame. I'm not, unless they can properly explain it. I'm down for it. Can't they just deepfake a random other actor like Pauly Shore on Ezra's face and be done with it? Pauly Shore, but voicing Pinocchio. If you know the reference, search for it on TikTok. I'm not going to put it here because we're going to get claimed. Pronounce it correctly. Thank you. All right. Who would you cast as Mira? I vote for Ana de Armas. Ana is great. I really liked her on The Gray Man, and that biopic for Marilyn Monroe looks pretty interesting. I do want to check that out. So this is coming out, and the strong rumor about Joker 2 is that Lady Gaga, I have a million names swimming in my head right now. Lady Gaga is rumored to be playing that universe's version of Harley Quinn, and a lot of people were upset when the other rumor started going online that it was going to be a musical based. But I'm on board. That sounds super unique, and I'm curious to see what they do with it if it does happen for the musical portion. I doubt it, but we'll see. But I'm also interested to seeing just what the hell they do with a Joker sequel, because I thought you didn't need a Joker sequel. Movie ended just fine. It gave you a tease. Excuse me. It did give you a tease for that universe with a young Bruce Wayne, but that's I don't think you need to go down and make a franchise for this, because when when we get Batman, Joker is going to be extremely old by then. It doesn't. I don't think it makes sense. I would have just left it at that one movie and that's it. But they obviously know what they're doing, so we'll see. Emilia Clarke as Mira. She has chemistry with Momoa in real life. Or maybe shelf Mira for a bit and introduce Dolphin, and have Emilia Clarke play Dolphin. That could work. Let's see. Do I have anything else here that I wanted to show you guys? It's going to be a short one tonight. I'm by myself, and I don't have all the news items with me. There was a thing about comics that I wanted to talk about, and I closed the link. Damn it. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Hold your horses. I found the link, but it's on a different website that I don't want to give the spotlight to. I think you guys understand what I mean by that. Okay, so this in the side of comics I thought was interesting, and not something I'm super excited for, but I know it has its fan base. Nemesis is coming back. Of all the Mark Miller things that could come back, Nemesis. But what's interesting is that you got one of the best comic book artists right now in the big two, Jorge Jimenez. He's going to be working on Nemesis limited series that first launched in 2010 will return. This was from CBR. They can exclusively reveal that Nemesis will return for a new series in January 2023, coming from the Miller World. The new series will be written by Mark and drawn by Jimenez. Are you guys excited for Nemesis? Because I was not a fan of that stuff. I don't really like a lot of the Miller World properties. I only liked Huck, Superior, and a little bit of oh my gosh, what's the really popular one with Hit Girl? Oh boy, Kick Ass. Yeah. Okay. Have you discussed how She-Hulk looks in the new trailer and such compared to the first look we got? I did not discuss it here, but I did mention it on Twitter. People were super harsh on the trailer when we all knew that they were just obligated to put that out crunch time because they needed a trailer because the show starts in a couple of weeks. I think August 17 or 18, something like that. I think it was delayed by a day. It looks much better. I hope they got properly compensated and did not suffer too much because of it. I think it looks solid. I really like the trailer that we got. I'm looking forward to it. I'm a huge fan of She-Hulk. She's one of my favorite Marvel ladies, and I'm excited. She-Hulk Attorney at Law is now moving to Thursdays. The series will now arrive on August 18th. Yeah, they're not, so they don't compete with Andor. Andor's coming out on Wednesdays, right, in September? So they're gonna be on at the same time. Criticism of She-Hulk first trailer is why we don't get Guardians 3 trailer yet. Well, in the San Diego Comic-Con Hall H stuff, James Gunn did say that the VFX stuff is still not done, which is why the trailer, the sneak peek, was not shown online, and we'll see that eventually. Did you order Treehouse yet? No. I checked into the stream late. If it hasn't already been summarized, I strongly recommend checking out Campea's segment today on the Batgirl Cancellation, why it was ultimately ... I clicked on it too early. Andor looks good. I am really surprised by that. Out of all the stuff that got announced when they started going big on Disney Plus Star Wars stuff, I was not on board with Andor. I liked Rogue One for what it was. It's not my favorite thing of the new Star Wars era, but I know it has a huge fan base. Rightfully so, because, it's a good movie. But I wasn't excited to revisit a character from that movie as a prequel. I don't know. Something about it I was a little bit skeptical on, like many. But the trailer looks fantastic, and I'm on board. It's the side of Star Wars that I really wanted to check out, which is just focusing on the rebellion and uprising against the Empire. No Jedis, none of the magical stuff, if you will, with the Force. Just straight on good guys against bad guys. Why it was ultimately for the best, between insiders confirming that it's apparently terrible. It will lose. I believe you. I'm gonna go with sorry, next to Maginot. I'm gonna go with Rafael Miranda. I am also not a fan of that guy. I will not check it out, but everybody should check it out. That's just me. More likely, he's the character that leads the audience into the forming of the rebellion. Yeah, I'm super excited for that. I didn't think I was going to be so hyped, and the fact that they're not doing the volume, the new screen thing that they're using to film stuff in studio. The fact that they're not using it really shows the difference in doing the sets and on location and all that stuff, old school style. The Mandalorian stuff and Boba Fett, I think the Batman movie also used the volume. That all looks great and fun and whatever, but you really do notice the how rich and detailed Andor's world looks. That trailer, all the set pieces, and even though some of it, of course, is going to be CGI, I'm in it. I think it shows that you shouldn't rule out the old school stuff. I think I saw birch trees in the Andor trailer, took me out of it, but still hopeful. I'm excited. I what's the word that you guys like to use? I'm hopefully optimistic. That's the thing that everybody says online. I never say that, but I'm going to say it now. But I'll check it out. Or to release digitally compared to canning it for an eventual tax write-off, and 3, for the compounding long-term brand damage to the character IP, and a new DC slate to be released as a POS. Writer of Andor is Tony Gilroy. Previous credits include a bunch of the Bourne films. We are getting a spy movie on Star Wars setting. Yeah. I'm not big on Jason Bourne, but I'm all in for that. Let's go. Oh, and I did put in the thumbnail. We are getting the new Peach Momoko thing. I wanted to highlight it just in case. I don't know. Hold on. Here it is. We are getting Demon Wars, which is awesome. I like Demon Days, and this look to be that Momoko verse version of Civil War under that context of Japanese folklore and all that fun stuff. Here's a quote from Peach. The classic Civil War story beats are blended with traditional folklore, complete with Japanese folklore-inspired redesigns of some of the story's main characters, as Peach Momoko has done for other characters in her now long-running series of stories set in her personal corner of the Marvel Universe. Demon Wars Shield of Justice. Peach Momoko will offer new designs. And can you guys see the picture here? Nope, you can't see it. I am very happy to expand the series and get to show more of the love that I have for Japanese folklore and the way it inspires me with new stories told through my Momoko verse lens. It is an honor to tell my version of the classic Marvel Comics event, Civil War. I'm super excited for that. I really like this idea. I am a big fan. Just happen to be a big fanboy of the Japanese folklore and all that stuff, so I will be checking it out. So tired of people saying that. I said it earlier that people were saying that it tested okay. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't bad. It was just an unfinished movie. And I don't like people saying things are trash or bad, or because there's a lot of sacrifice and work that goes into making movies, and I respect that. Even if I don't like the films, I still respect that, and I try to not use that and just say, "Oh, this is just trash," and let's just ignore it. So I agree with you, EQ. By the way, thank you for joining, buddy. I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you so much. Do I need Demon Days Gallery Edition in my life? People seem to love it or not like it. If you like Japanese folklore and you like Peach Momoko's art style, I think it's a cool book to get. You can still grab it. I don't think it's out or anything. Let me do a quick search here. Yeah, baby. Okay, so you can still find it on our sponsor's website. That is, of course, InStockTrades.com, your home for all things collected editions, whether it be an Omni, trade paperback, manga, gallery editions, or treasury editions. All the collected editions you need, you can find at InStockTrades.com. Up to 50% off, loyalty discounts, tack on an extra 2% to that. If you order $50 or more, you get free shipping. Fantastic customer service and wonderful packaging at InStockTrades.com, the official sponsor of Omnibros Live here on the Omnibus Collectors Network. Shout out to IST for always helping out your favorite Omnibros. Just a couple more. I got 2 minutes for you guys before I have to drop off. These solo shows wear me out, and I can't yeah, see what I mean? I can't speak properly. Oh boy. I think Mon Mothma is supposed to be a main focus in Andor. Cool. Makes sense. I do love her art. Thanks. Yeah, I dig it. I understand that some people might not like that spin on the Marvel universe, but then again, I've always been a nerd for alternate realities, alternate takes, and all that stuff. And my love for Japanese folklore, samurai, ninja stuff, and yokai, and all that, I dug it. And if you don't like it as much, at least you get some really fantastic artwork in that book. So I do recommend it just for the art alone. Hayden, I'm almost out. You missed the show. It was probably one of the best shows of all time. One of the best solo Geo shows of all time. So do you think we find out how K2SO came to be in Andor? I think so. Because I think it's going to complement Rogue One perfectly well. Those two are going to be super linked. Not just because it's Andor, but I think it's going to share a lot of themes between the two. Rick Ray, yeah, the Demon Days Treasury Edition is nice. Momoko's watercolor artwork is god tier. There you go. There you go. Ryan Reynolds has seemingly begun training for Deadpool 3 in a picture posted on Instagram. Awesome. Looking forward to that. This is the best comment right here. Gonna drop it off with this. This Friday, the Predator prequel, Prey, on Hulu. Can't freaking wait. It's sitting at a perfect score. Obviously, that's not going to be the case as more reviewers trickle in and the fan voting and all that stuff. But it's a good sign. And after the disastrous The Predator thing, the 2018 for The Predator? I'm so looking forward to a return to form of one of my favorite movie monsters of all time. I love it. I love Predator. I love all those movies except the Predator, the latest one. But I love that universe. What about Sandman? I'm gonna try and watch it and talk about it on a future broadcast. Prey or Sandman first? Prey, 100%, 100%. And I love the fact that they're releasing it in. They're doing two versions. One, an English language version, and the other will be the native dialect for the. I can't remember the tribe, the Indian tribe. Oh my God, the Native American Indian thing. I'm so sorry. But that language will also be an option, and I really want to check out both versions. I think it's awesome that they're doing that. And I watch so much anime subbed that I'm just used to subtitles, so I don't mind. Sandman can't live to the huge expectations, but I'll watch it. Think of it as a alternate take. Don't expect 100% 100% adaptation on it, so you don't get disappointed. Gaiman likes it, so I'm optimistic because of it. And he's been working hard at it and promoting it. So just think of it as a lovely tribute to a stellar comic. But can it be better than the best Predator movie, Predator 2? That's a tough one. Rubén Blades? Yeah. The Predator was my favorite in the series. My favorite, I would go first one, actually in order of release. The first one, then the second one, then The Predators, which I thought was criminally underrated, especially the Yakuza versus the Predator. Amazing. Then the Alien versus Predator 1, which I really liked. The second one, I absolutely hate. Couldn't see a damn thing in that movie. Actually, I would place The Predator over AVP 2 Requiem or whatever it's called. So that's my unofficial ranking of the Predator movies. And I think Prey will probably land in between the original movie and the sequel. That's my prediction for it. I think the actress in Prey was in Legion. I liked her. Nice. Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie is also out on Friday. Ooh, I want to check that out. Reviews said that it is as good as Predator 1. Some people dare to say better. I'm excited. I'm hyped. The trailer looks fantastic, so we'll see. I will freaking review that movie for this channel. If you guys want to see that, I'll make it happen, and I'll make a special episode just talking about that stuff. So let me know. If you're watching this later, let me know in the comment section if you want to see a Prey review stream or something. And we can talk about other geeky stuff as well. Talk about books and Predator comics. I don't know. Let me know. So that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to the chat. Couldn't do this show without you. You guys are awesome. I love every single one of you. Thank you so much to our sponsor, InStockTrades.com, for making it happen as well. And thank you to everybody watching later. This stream is something that I'm very passionate about. I love doing Omnibros and geeking out with all of you and talking about all the geeky, nerdy topics that we love. So if you're watching this at a later time, let me know what you think of the whole Batgirl HBO drama saga thing, whatever, and all the other nonsense that we talk about here. We will be back. We will be back tomorrow with another stream. It's late. It's been a really tiring day at work. We'll be back tomorrow with a manga stream, joined by the Omnibus Collector, hopefully. Not left hanging again. And then we do it all over again on Monday. Unless you guys want to see that Predator stuff, who knows? Might do a secret Friday show talking about that. Thank you, everybody. Stay safe. God bless. Catch you guys on the next video. Peace out, homies. Take care. Bye. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Helps the channel grow.